No, we practice.
Hey everybody, congratulations on your acceptance. Hope you're enjoying orientation.
Welcome to the UC Davis family.
What is one word that sums up first year?
So.
Okay, let's have a mixed up.
Can I look at what everyone? Oh.
Should we start with?
Who's starting?
So we just talk to each other, right? So it's like.
Yeah, sure.
So Kwang, why do you say supportive?
There was never a moment where you feel alone, right? And not just among ourselves, but also there's like people who, done this before and they was ahead and they were always there. And
So I chose transformative, and for me, I think it's crazy to look back at where I started and to where I am now. It's only been a year, but to see that now we can like take a history and physical, and that we actually know a couple of things. Not really, but it's actually really incredible.
So honestly, that first block was honestly probably my worst block. I was like top of the class in undergrad, and it was like pretty chill. But then I started medical school, and I was like, "Rah." But I think I grew as a person coming out of that. Second block was a lot more relaxed. I felt a little more confident in my abilities.
I said roller coaster.
Dude, I really like that. That's creative.
Oh, thank
serious.
you. I feel like some days were chiller than others, and I felt like more relaxed, but then there were definitely parts of the year where it felt like there were just like more stuff going on.
So I'd say chill, just because like I felt like it was chill. Like, I mean, yeah, roller coaster wise, yeah, there was times where it wasn't as chill, but then most of the times it was pretty chill.
So I felt laughter just because I felt like coming into Davis, there's all this anticipation starting first year, and sometimes we feel like it could possibly like be harder or scarier than it is. But I found myself laughing so much, and I think that just attests to the fact that UC Davis students are very special, and people here take care of you. The staff's amazing, and I had so much fun my first year. Yes, it was challenging, but I loved it.
Are you a lecture goer or self-studier?
That's the truth.
Oof.
What'd you say?
I used to be.
Oh, kind of like where you want to be.
Yeah. I still go when I really like the lecture, so.
I just wrote neither. Like, to be honest, block one, I was a lecture goer for sure. And that kind of really worked out. But I think later on in the year, I realized I needed more time in the day. I don't know, I'm still like trying to figure out what works best for me. So I guess if like my advice would be like, if you don't figure out right away, it's cool. Just, figure out at the beginning of each block, see what works for you. And it's a constant process.
The way I learn is I like just being more engaged. I feel like behind a screen I can't be as engaged. I like asking questions like after class and just kind of probing and like really trying to understand it more than just what's expected sometimes, because we're here to not just pass our exams, but to become competent, excellent, and like, compassionate like physicians and really understand what's going on.
Where is your favorite place to study?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Betty. I mean, I haven't been there in a while.
We all stay on campus. Yeah. Wait, I'm gonna change this to one. I like to study outside as much as I can because I'm inside all the time. So.
Who doesn't like sitting outside in 100-degree weather?
I actually do enjoy that.
I like the library for the opposite reason, because it's AC.
I can study just about anywhere. I just need my books and the motivation, and off I go. The only downside with home is that I have a husband and dog there, which can be very distracting, even though they're like, oh yeah, we'll leave you alone. And like every 10 minutes, someone pokes their head and like, are you hungry? No, I wasn't hungry 10 minutes ago. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Somebody like pokes his head in.
I really like studying at the library because there are cubicles, and I tend to get
very easily distracted. And there's also a couch there, which I have also used many times to take naps.
So there are a couple coffee shops I really enjoy. Tupelo is my number one because they have this iced mocha. There's also Phil's and Starbucks and Temple, and so there's a lot of coffee shops to choose from. And so when you get tired of like a certain place, you could just go to other coffee shops.
We have 24/7 access to like all the facilities here as with our badge, even after hours. So like I like to stay on campus to get all my studying done, write whatever on the whiteboard I need to, chill if I need to, get some water, and then after I head to the gym during my study breaks. I think it's like a perfect routine for me.
What do you do to de-stress?
Oh. This is like an appropriate answer.
So I said sports. We play a lot of sports. We're pretty bad at all of them. Our softball team didn't win a single game, but it was still fun playing with our classmates. And we play basketball on Fridays, and our class is exceptionally bad at basketball.
Can you play volleyball?
And volleyball, yes. One of our classmates is good at volleyball.
You're good at beer pong, right?
Pretty good at beer pong.
I really enjoy that when I when you're walking around school, you can hang around, talk to anybody, hang out with them, and it really is a de-stressor. Even like before exams, you just talk to them, you just vent to each other about everything.
How have you dealt with the imposter syndrome?
Still dealing with it.
I would describe imposter syndrome as being a phenomenon that occurs to people that feel like they're not in the right place, or they feel like they don't belong due to like their intellect or to their physical abilities. A lot of us suffer through it. And so just knowing that I'm not alone and not the only one experiencing like, I don't know if I'm smart enough for this or whatever I'm feeling, I think just talking about it helps a lot.
I felt like when I started Block 1 and 2, I was just so stuck on this thing where I had to get everything perfect, every quiz perfect, because if it wasn't perfect, then I felt like I wasn't good enough. I didn't deserve to be here.
You'll be in discussion or a class or something, somebody will say something like, wow, how does this person know all this and I don't know this? Like, shoot, do I belong? Did I make a mistake? Was I supposed to be here? Honestly, use it as a positive. And for me, it's just like, if you have people that say, oh, you're not supposed to be there, prove them wrong.
My first thought after I failed the first quiz was, oh my gosh, they're gonna kick me out. Like I'm going to get an email that's like, go home now, you're done here. And then I remember talking to second years, they're like, are you kidding? We all have failed a quiz at some point or another.
You stop like trying to subconsciously compare yourself with every other person who's like taking the quiz too. Eventually it's just something that you just have to get over with, and then you just move on.
I think what's helped is just reminding myself to just look at my own journey and not compare with others, and to like reflect back on my family and my own life and see how things have worked out for me.
And we're lucky to have such great psychologists who work with us, and it's free for all students. So Dr. Simonson has been such a great sounding board whenever I've had challenges academically or personally. I think it's really great to talk to him about it. I highly recommend everybody to set up a time to talk to him because he's a great resource.
Easiest guy to talk to. He's a good guy.
What advice do you have for the white coat ceremony?
Bring tissues.
Yeah.
I don't know. I cried a lot because I think during White Coat, it's like a moment that symbolizes so much more beyond myself. I think everyone that, has supported me throughout this adventure getting here is there to witness it, and so it's as much of an accomplishment for me as it is for them.
Bring like a fan because it was warm. I remember it being warm.
UC Davis has a traditional ceremony. I won't say what it is, but you'll know what it is because we'll get it when we graduate as well.
Really? They come back?
Dress appropriately because you're gonna be sweating.
Don't wear high heels. Make sure that you're in the front when you're taking your class photo, because I didn't stay in the front and my face is not even in the class photo. It's blocked by another person.
Also, maybe bring some tissue, because I remember I got pretty emotional seeing my parents. Yeah, bring sunglasses.
They might have you like have a special attire. People are kind of stressing about what to wear because people had like their idea of what they wanted to wear. Just don't freak out over it. You can always change into nicer clothes to take like your pictures with your family too.
What's one piece of advice that you want to give the first years?
I think maybe I would have shadowed a little bit more. That's something I didn't really do first year. And coming into second year, we're getting more introduction to some of the specialties. And I think if there was a lot of time in first year to do that.
Quizzes are always important, but they don't become as important as they were at the beginning of block 1.
Don't try to compare yourself to others. Just, you know, as long as you just do what you feel like you're doing the most you can do, then that's about it. You'll pass. What is it? P equals MD.
During your first year, there's so many cool events that you can go to, and sometimes you're just so into school that you kind of forget, you know, do the things that make medical school like amazing. I honestly wish I took Doctoring 1 a little bit more seriously, because I feel like a lot of us kind of put it to the side because, you know, it's not really tested as heavily as like all the material that we're learning, but it's just as important.
Going into your doctoring exam, you know, you kind of study to take a good history, do your physical and things like that. But I think part of it is recognizing that you're gonna go in there, you're gonna maybe make a mistake, and but what's best is that mistake you will never forget afterwards. For you to be able to mentally say, it's okay to make a mistake because I'm gonna be learning from that, it gives you a lot of, it just feels free.
Whatever kept you grounded, whatever lifted you up prior to med school, continue to hold on to that and to develop it. And all the relationships that you held on to prior to med school too, don't forget to nourish those and cultivate those relationships as well. And you're not just a medical student, you're like this completely holistic being, so remember that being a med student is just one piece of you.
For a couple of weeks, I did not take a break, and it really like drained me. I felt super tired. I was downing a couple monsters a day, which is not healthy. And now that I've actually like gotten used to this whole like medical school thing, I take breaks regularly. I do fun things. I go to concerts. I go to hikes. So far, it's been working out pretty well. So it's okay to like take those intermittent breaks.
One piece of advice is to reach out for help when you know you need it. You are not alone in medical school, and you might look around your classmates and think that everyone has it all together. No one's stressing about the exams coming up. Everyone is so smart. But when you reached out to your classmates, you'll realize you're not alone in the amount of stress that you're feeling.
More important than that is to be on the lookout for people that might need help. Even if they're not a person you're really, really comfortable with, really close to, I think it helps when you offer your help in any way. You don't want to look back and think, man, I wish I would have been able to be there for that person. Because we really are all family, and sometimes we tend to be like, well, you know, one of their friends will, you know, probably be there for them. We should all be there for each other.
Not too much of an advice, but a promise to be here for you guys, and as you go through this process, you know, we're really glad that you chose to be here. We want to make sure that you feel that you belong here, and you know, everyone is gonna have your back, and we promise to be here for you because you chose to come here and hang out and work with us, and we're gonna be there every part of the way, and I think we try to take care of you as much as we could.
And then just remember, you got this. You can do it.